Hello and welcome. We've added TiltFive compatibility to the RPG engine. Whether you want to see your maps come to life in your living room or want to create a more immersive experience for your online players, here is everything you need to get started. Some prerequisites. You or your players will need to have a TiltFive board and a pair of glasses. You can only connect up to 4 pairs of glasses per computer, however, you can have multiple computers using the same board. Should you be using more complex maps, for performance reasons, we recommend using a maximum of 2 pairs of glasses per device. To connect, make sure you have the latest versions of the TiltFive drivers downloaded and installed. The link to these can be found in the description. The glasses can be plugged in either before or after hosting or joining a session. Just be aware they will not display anything until you are actually in the game. The main way to interact with the world is through the white dot at the end of the wand. By default, this point is attached to your wand and can be moved forwards and backwards using the control stick. Should you prefer, you can also cycle through several other laser-based control modes by pressing the menu button. The trigger is the select or grab button. 1 is the alternative action, and 2 is used to back out of menus and cancel actions. Each connected TiltFive user has access to their own personal deck. This will always show up on the side of the board closest to them and holds all of their functions. Dice can be individually rolled by grabbing them and throwing them onto the board. They can also be grouped by selecting them individually, then grabbing and throwing the whole group. The result will show up in the window next to the dice as well as in the chat menu should anyone miss a roll. You can cancel a group by pressing the results screen. To help make your games pop and to draw attention to certain areas, we've added a selection of special effects. To use them, first select the VFX button, then highlight the effect you would like to use and pull the trigger to select it. The next trigger pull will spawn the effect at the location of your selection node. Rulers are used for a variety of tabletop RPGs. To use them, simply select the button, select a starting point, and move the selection sphere to your desired endpoint. While in this mode, pressing the 1 button will switch between linear and spherical measuring. Of note here is that the ruler uses the map's grid values to calculate this distance. Should you want to use values that conform to your game mode, you can change the multiplier here. During play sessions, you can interact with a variety of objects. These range from characters, to tokens, to animated objects. Based on what you've grabbed, you'll be presented with a variety of additional buttons. Grabbing tokens will let you physically move them around, look at them up close, and rotate them, if the face camera setting is disabled. Grabbing an item with singular animations such as doors and hatches will let you toggle them open and closed. Grabbing characters will bring up a variety of new options in your deck. You can move characters. You can play a variety of animations based on the current situation. And you can modify their health and mana bars. Should you want to deselect the current object, either grab a different one or press the close button. If, as a player, you can't grab an item you expect to be able to grab, the GM will need to assign control of that item to you. The first pair of TiltFive glasses that connect to the Game Master's machine has access to an additional Move Mode button. Selecting this gives you control of the position, rotation, and zoom of the board. This will affect all local and online players. You can switch between the 2 modes by pressing the 1 button. You can apply the current motion by moving the stick around, and reset the view by pressing the stick down. We do recommend game masters drive the game from their PC or laptop, as this will give them a far greater control of things. To better control exactly what your players can see, we've added a couple of functions. In the build menu, there's a TiltFive board prop that you can use to force everybody's views. Selecting the Set as Starting Camera will force all TiltFive boards to go to this location when they join. You can move players around to different locations on your map by moving the board or right-clicking and selecting Force Player View. From your computer, you can see exactly what is visible to your TiltFive players by pressing the T button. If you want to get really creative with any player puzzles, you can create pick-upable objects for your players to physically examine. Here's an example of a broken tablet that needs to be reassembled to find the code to unlock the gate. You can achieve this by locking props to tokens. In this case, I've used the custom mesh importer to import the individual tablet fragments into the game. Should you want more in-depth information, have any feature requests, or if you have any questions, our Discord is full of incredibly helpful and creative people who can help you out. The link is in the description. Stay creative and happy gaming.